Hello, welcome to Miniature Elves. My name's Stuart, and welcome to a hobby diary and a bit of a roundup of 2022 for the channel. It's been a very long time. I think about 9 months since I last did a hobby diary. Um, I think the plan was supposed to do them every couple of months or so, but I just haven't had time. It was better to put out more exciting content. But anyway, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, depending on when you're watching this. I'm recording this just after Christmas 2022, and hopefully you've had a lovely time with your friends and family and got some cool hobby related goodness. Been quite lucky myself, so I've this book's been doing the rounds. I'm sure quite a few people have spotted it. I got this, so I'm looking forward to reading it. It's bigger than I expected, and loads of sort of full colour stuff in there as well. So anyone who's sort of a bit nostalgic about Games Workshop's past and stuff, this looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know if I'll do a review or something on it, but I'm looking forward to reading it. And then the game that got me started in wargaming as a sort of a 10, 11-year-old maybe, finally got around to getting hold of the reissue. This is my Christmas present from my wife, Hero Quest, and I'm looking forward to playing Mission 1 with my lad and my wife this evening. So some cool hobby gifts for myself. Now, as you'll have no doubt seen from the title of the video, there's a bit of a competition involved, and I have a few bits that I want to give away as a bit of a thank you for all those who have supported the channel over the year. But I'll be saving that to the end of the video to either make you fast forward or wait to the end, depending on what you prefer. But what I thought I'd start with was a bit of a quick review and a recap of what I've done for the year, partly because I couldn't remember what I'd done and what order I'd done. If we go back to probably just over a year, the end of November 2021 and December, it's when I first got my hands on some early access Napoleonic epic stuff, and that really is a bit of the theme of the video going forwards, really. So as you can see, it's been a very, very hobby focused year on epic stuff. So following on the back of all the American Civil War stuff, I got my hands on both the French and British starter sets and did an unboxing video. And then my project vlogs grew, as did my reviews of some of the other related products like the Hey Saint. I did diorama videos, more project vlogs, reviews of the 100 Days supplement when it came out, many painting tutorials. The biggest one was, funnily enough, just over a year ago in November 2021 with the British infantry, but the Highlanders tutorial was very popular this year. I had lots of fun doing it, and then followed it up, of course, with the Prussians when they were released, and then darted back to some of the original stuff like French artillery, and most recently Napoleon's as a command stand. And I also got to have a conversation with the lovely Adrian McWalter, who talked about his involvement with black powder supplements, but then also all of the other things he does around the hobby as well, and the other books and things he's done. And then there was a bit of a return to the American Civil War. We had some new plastics this year, which I reviewed, and very fairly recently have done another painting tutorial with some alternative Confederate uniforms. Also this year, though, I moved away from Warlord games and I started to look at World War II in 15mm. And what started as a project that was probably going to be based around battle group and maybe even some bolt action in 15mm very soon became a Flames of War project, of which the usual things followed. So we have project vlogs and tutorials around pimping terrain, unboxings and painting tutorials galore. And that's going to continue very much a big part of the channel moving forward alongside the epic stuff. But we have other systems as well. I recently grabbed the Battle of Osgiliath new starter set for Middle-earth strategy battle game, and I will do the odd video for this game system as well. But most of my chatter for that is in the audio podcast I do for that, Out of the Frying Pan, so there's links in the show notes for that if you are interested. But I did some other things as well. There were sort of painting tutorials. This one was all about zenithal priming and underpainting, which forms a big part of the processes I use. I did a review on some of the expanded range of contrast paints. I touched on army paint, speed paint as well, and other game systems like Black Seas, and reviews of things like Soldiers of Napoleon, which I want to use sometimes as a bit of an alternative to the black powder rules for my epic games. And of course, more Middle-earth things, this time in 10mm with Battle of Five Armies. And no doubt there are a few other little bits and bobs as well, but I just wanted to do a bit of a recap and sort of focus on some of the things I've done over the year. The channel has gone over 4,000 subscribers now, which was absolutely fantastic. I think as I'm recording this, I've just gone past 4,250. Which is brilliant. We're still not quite yet at 2 years. That will be in the middle of March. I don't think I'll get to 5,000 by then, but I definitely think I could potentially get to 4,500, which is just insane, really. I thought maybe if I was lucky, I might get to 1,000 subscribers in 5 years or something like that. This really is a place for me to talk about hobby things that weren't Middle Earth, and it's just gone a bit crazy, really, and it expanded well beyond what I originally believed. So all of you who subscribed and support the channel and comment on my videos and things, a big thank you for that. That's partly what the competition is going to be about a little bit later in the video. And towards the end of the year, I was very kindly invited up to Warlord Games headquarters by Paul Sawyer and John Staller, which was brilliant. Not something I expected, but they wanted to talk to me about my videos, really, and asked me what my sort of processes were and what my thoughts were and what my plans for the future, and just say a bit of a thank you, really, for I suppose promoting their products indirectly. I've only promoted them because I like them. I have same with any of the videos on this channel. The reviews are genuine. I know some people occasionally think I might be a little bit over positive about things, but they are just things. This is my hobby, and when I get excited about stuff, it's because I'm genuinely excited about the project. There are many game systems out there that I don't make videos for, and the ones I do are games I play because I want to play them. So that's where the enthusiasm comes for. But anyway, they invited me up to the head office, which was really nice. They gave me a bit of a studio tour. I had a sit down chat with both Paul and John, and it was just really cool, to be honest with you. I had no expectations. I didn't know what to expect when I went up there. Before you ask, I've not been told loads and loads of secrets, really, or anything like that. So don't ask. I'm not going to be sharing things with you because I don't know. And if I had been told things and I'd been asked not to share them, I wouldn't do that either. That's just the way it is. But there's no kind of underlying collusion there. They just wanted to invite me up and say that they really like the videos I'd done on Epic Napoleonic, the Epic Waterloo stuff in particular, but also they've seen some of the other videos as well. And I think the good thing around that, it means that the relationship there is good between us, and that should help me continue to get the odd little bit of stuff in advance and continue to put videos out there, which helps you guys decide whether you want to buy it or not, whether it's something you like. They also very kindly sent me away with some toys. John sent me with Paul, as Paul was sending me off at the end, and said to send me away with something from the shop. I'm really awkward in situations like that. I'm not going to know what to choose. And we were talking about different game systems throughout the day, things I am playing and things I'm not, and things I'd like to but don't have time for. And Victory at Sea had been sort of in the back of my mind for a couple of months, actually, after initially deciding I wasn't going to play it. It wasn't really for me. Watched a few videos from other people online, and thought that it looks fun and quick and easy to paint, and it wouldn't really dent the hobby bandwidth too much. So I suggested, well, maybe that'd be a good thing. After all, I got so much Epic stuff, I didn't really want to walk away with more bits for game systems already had. And they very kindly gave me the hardback rulebook and the British fleet, so that will be appearing in a future video. But more about that a little bit later on as we talk about the plans. So what are the plans for 2023 for the channel? Lots more of the same. So it will be heavily focused on Epic scale for Warlord Games. So that's both Epic Waterloo things. As that expands, I'll continue to produce painting videos. If they produce more miniatures, I'll obviously look to do more reviews, unboxings, and more tutorials as those come out. We don't really know what's in store for 2023 for Epic Waterloo, but I'm sure we'll see something or other, and I'll cover that. And I'll continue to cover Epic American Civil War as well, and I expect some videos for that to pick up a little bit as well. So I'm getting a hankering to get back into that. Problem is always bandwidth, but those will form big parts of the channel moving forward. Along with World War II, and that will be mostly focused on Flames of War. I've got an awful lot of stuff and an awful lot of plans, and that will definitely be sort of joining the channel as a main theme alongside the Epic scale stuff. And I think the theme there for the most part of the channel will be sort of 15 mil-ish scale, 10 to 15 mil-ish, whether that's Epic or whether that's 50 mil with Flames of War, or the 10mm with a bit of fantasy being that Battle of Five Armies, that kind of stuff. So that sort of scale will probably figure more heavily than 28mm, but there will be some other bits and bobs as well. I think as Epic grows and changes, they are huge projects for me. I know that some people really want to see just Epic on the channel, and I know that probably at least half the subscribers to the channels are here for that. And I appreciate your patience as other things are on the channel that maybe that's not what you originally came for. This channel has always been about my own hobby, and it will continue to be that. So sometimes you may have to go for a few weeks without a video on it, especially when releases slow down over time, and things aren't quite so new. There will always be a new hotness, so to speak, in my own hobby as well as the existing stuff that goes on. So when there's a new Flames of War book out for something, you may well find lots of videos around that for a few weeks, where you only find that during the month you might get one epic Napoleonic video, and that's just the way of humans and hobby, and also wargaming releases. But do be patient with me as those things cycle a little bit. Some of it's just down to time. I'd love to produce 3 videos a week. It's just not going to happen realistically. It's going to be 1 or 2, and that makes a big difference. If I could do 3 a week, I could make sure that some of the smaller projects still get 1 video a month, and then the bigger ones at least getting 1 a week. But it's just the reality of it. It's just not going to be that. I can't make money out of it in a way that means I could stop painting for a living, or doing other things, unfortunately. So the channel is a hobby. So what you'll see is more sporadic releases for some of the smaller topics. So the occasional Middle-earth painting videos or gaming videos, things like Black Seas, which, if I'm honest with you, I probably shouldn't have started a project vlog series for, because it raises expectation and people are waiting for the next episode, and where have you got up to? How many more ships have you done? Whereas some of those projects are probably palette cleansers for me, and it's nice as a little change every now and then to do something different. So they'll continue. But for people that are here just for those, I appreciate that they might end up going months, something, a couple of months sometimes without a video, and that's just, just going to be the way it is. And with that in mind, I've picked up Victory at Sea now as a freebie from Warlord, so that there will be a video on that, and there will probably be a couple of painting videos. What I'm not going to do is follow Black Seas and start a project vlog on it, which leaves that kind of expectation. So there might be updates. I might also do a video on, this is what I've painted some new stuff, but I won't number it as a project vlog now, because it just takes away that kind of, as I said, expectation for you subscribers or regular viewers wondering when the next one's going to be. It will be when I have time, or when I focus on playing a game or something. And that will be the same with another game system which I picked up just before Christmas, which is Blood Red Skies. It was too good a price to miss out. There was the sort of the starter with the Battle of Britain starter, which they don't do anymore, but it's the full full complete rule book with all the extras in, and then a couple of starter boxes along with it with all the counters and stuff, rather than the standard Pacific based starter. And it was only £25 down from 80, and I had vouchers, so I think even with postage I only paid about £15 for the whole thing, which is just something I was interested in maybe picking up one day. It's such a good price. But I thought, why not do it? And again, that will not have a project vlog series. It will have an initial video and I'll talk about why I picked it up, give it a bit of a review, what's in the boxes, and I'll do a couple of painting videos. And then after that, we'll see how people are interested. We'll see whether I'm playing the game a lot or what I'm doing. And if I've picked up lots of stuff and I want to paint it and do a video and give you an update, I can do, but I'm not kind of half promising that there's going to be this ongoing stream of stuff. So there will be game systems that kind of drop in and out a little bit, but the core, as I said, will be those epic Waterloo, epic American Civil War, and World War II with Flames of War. Now let's talk competition time. So I've got a few prizes here, so I thought I'd split it into 3. There's a mixture of things. So I have it's all epic scale stuff. So I had some epic scale scenery, which is very kindly donated by Alad. Thank you very much, Alad. It's stuff I have already. So I don't need it myself. So I thought the best thing to do would be to give it on the channel. And when he gave it to me, I said, look, I don't need it. And he didn't want it. And I said, if you give it to me, I'll give it away on the channel at some point. And then there's some epic Prussian miniatures as well, some of which I've purchased for the competition, some of which are part of the prize I got for winning the diorama category in the March into Spring competition. And I thought, I don't need them, I'll give them away. And then I decided to add a few boxes to them as well to make it almost into a little bit of a starter army. So for the third place winner, the third place in our draw was just the standard American Civil War scenery pack, which comes with the starter set, the original starter set. Some people may or may not have it. It's 15mm scale, so you can use it for all kinds of other things as well. Then second up, we have the Hugomon Sarissa set as well. 15mm. This is obviously part of the Waterloo release. If you don't game Napoleonics, but you do Flames of War and you're here for the channel because of that, this would be really useful for that as well. It all breaks down into its individual component building parts, to be honest with you. So you've got a lot of very, very useful buildings that would have still been around during World War II. You don't have to use it as Hugomon. So really massive pack, really, really useful. And then what is essentially a Prussian sort of starter army on small scale, really. So you've got Prussian casualty markers. I'm making my own, so I don't need these. And we have a Landwehr brigade. We have 2 Prussian infantry brigades. So one of those I got as part of the prize with the casualty markers, and 1 Prussian cavalry brigade as well. And this will be your first prize. So all 4 of those boxes, a nice little starter army if you're thinking about getting into epic with the Prussians. So what do you need to do to win? All you need to do is in the comments for this video, comment with what you got for Christmas, if it was hobby related, or what your hobby plans are for 2022. So I genuinely really like to know what people's plans are. If you're anything like me, you make lots and lots of plans and and don't finish them at all because something comes out of left field and changes it completely. But it's always fun to plan ahead, even if you know that you're probably not going to complete them all. I know there's some disciplined people out there as well, so maybe you put me to shame. Maybe just tell me about what you completed in 2022. I don't mind too much, but put a comment on the video kind of telling me about your hobby goals and what you got at Christmas and how you got on this year. Anything like that. I'd love to know how you've been getting on. I'll keep the competition going for a few weeks into January. I know quite a few people don't watch YouTube over the Christmas and holiday period because they're away with their families, and it's not the kind of thing you do. Some people get loads of extra free time and do loads of hobby and watch lots of YouTube, but I know that kind of mixes a little bit, and I haven't done any hobby in the holiday period so far. So I'm one of those people that has less time when the kids are off, etc., etc. So I will leave it going a little bit into January. Put those comments in, and I'm going to use a random comment selector. I'll select 3. I'll do it in reverse order, and I will record it and put a little video up at some time towards the end of January and announce the winners, and I'll cover the shipping anywhere in the world. Right then, well, thank you for making your way through that. And if you've just fast forwarded to the end to try and win the prizes, cool, good on you, don't care. Thank you very much for supporting the channel throughout 2022. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm still shocked how much it's grown over the last sort of, well, coming up to 2 years in March. It's been far more than I'd expected. I've done far more videos than I ever planned or expected to do. And it's definitely here to stay and a big part of my hobby. This channel is now. What drives the videos, as I mentioned, will be the kind of games I'm interested in, the things I'm playing. Doesn't mean to say that I don't care what you guys want to watch. I do, and I do like your feedback and video requests, so please do it. But ultimately, it'll be driven by my own hobby. So you'll have to bear with that a little bit because sometimes it could be a little bit scattergun. But again, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the comments on the videos. Thank you very much for all the likes, and thanks for subscribing to the channel if you've done so. Take care, and I'll catch you soon in 2023.